and good evening everybody, and welcome to another top shift. This is 4 top shifts in 4 days. I'm knackered. Right, what I'm going to do today is I'm going to go from Diso over to Xenons, and then I'm going to finish off by trying to get to Ridiquat. Don't know whether it's going to work. Wish us luck. These are the last two in what I consider the old worlds. These are the ones that I used to trade the heck out of when I was playing the game. And normally what you do is you trade and trade and trade and grind up before you get a decent ship before you head away. And what happened to me is that in the old Elite game I traded up until I had at least a front-firing beam laser and a docking computer, and then I went exploring. And that was good enough to be able to handle most systems. And then after going around all the 8 galaxies and completing all the missions, I was on Deadly. And according to the Spectrum hack thing, I had Deadly at 90%. So basically I spent the remaining 10% of Deadly getting up to Elite just by going between Xenons and Ridiquat. So I'm going to try and recreate that feeling now. However, I don't know what they've done in Ridiquat, but I do know. So let's have a look at the total of suspected vortex, otherwise known as the galaxy map. Oh, you've got to pull back and just have a look. Yes. That's you in an infinitely small dot on an infinitely small dot. And it can destroy your soul, according to Douglas Adams. So, Xenons. We'll set the route. There we are. And so it's an industrial extraction. Doesn't seem to have much going towards it. Oh, hello, we've got a green coming from Lave and a green coming from Diso. Okay, let's have a look. Green is foods. So let's take everything out except foods. Okay, Xenons seems... Hang on. Is it just me, or are the arrows going away from Xenons? Right, let's have a look at the system view. Now, there's another very important factor about this place. Xenons is supposed to be the place where the bank of Xenons exists, which handles all the financial transactions for everybody in Elite. So imports palladium, or platinum, palladium, gold. Interesting. Exports power generators, personal weapons, domestic appliances. Right then. I think I know what to take from Xenons all the way through to Ridiquat. I think we'll have to buy up some personal weapons and see what happens. So, in the meantime, what do we want to buy from here? Anything on the bulletin board? Not really. Right. Commodities market then. Diesel Macorn. Ooh. Don't know how good that's going to be. Galactic average 8 grand. We'll have it anyway. Okay, and coffee. Coffee seems to go down very well everywhere else. Right then. That's us fully charged. Oh, there's Lave and brandy. Mind you, if I sell that, it's yeah, look at that, 1,793 credits loss. I think we'll cancel that. Okay. Oh, I forgot I was right down the front. And we're away. Right, we're now up to Gamma 2.07. Now that is going to be the last one of the release, because tomorrow we get a proper launch game. Oh, what is that Cobra doing? I'm going to have to slide underneath the toast track in there. There we go. And they're clean. Right.
Frame shift charge detected.
Oh, they're just about to jump. Goodbye, Ellie. Oh, maybe not. Right, up we go. And jump.
Frame shift drive charging.
Slight drift on the joystick. Yeah.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
I find I'm constantly having to trim the joystick using the control panel. There does seem to be an awful lot of drift, and if the drift gets too bad, then it's a case of unplugging the joystick out and plugging it back in again. This X52 also seems to be a little bit temperamental to sharing any USB 2 ports with anything else. If I say plug a mouse into my USB hub or my headset in, it just does not want to work as well as it does just by itself.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
Right. Oh, there's an extraction site. A Ridley Scott station. Ah, fantastic. Somehow I get the feeling that everybody respects Ridley Scott Station a bit more than George Lucas Station. Don't know why. Maybe that's because Ridley Scott would shoot first. And no, I'm never going to let that go. Ooh, slow down. Not concentrating, just too busy yakking. Now, as it's release day tomorrow, as guys at Lave Radio, we will be doing a live stream, audio stream that is, so you can hear what our thoughts are as we fly around Lave and all these surrounding old worlds. I think we're doing it in 2 shifts, starting at 9 and going on till 11. And I think that fighter, which you might see flying across the back of my scanner, I think it would be the equivalent of about 4 o'clock on the scanner. That does seem to be coming close to my 6 like that. You see, just flipped across. Now that says to me that this person here is going to try and interdict me. Now, personally, I think that's probably going to be a fighter of some kind. Yeah. Yeah, but, you know, I've got... Oh, look at that! That Viper's elite! I don't want to mess with him. I must admit, the AI, when you start getting up towards dangerous, the AI actually becomes quite difficult. And when you see a ship like a Viper piloted by an elite pilot, even though it's AI, you don't really want to mess. Right, let's ask for...
Docking request.
Yes, now this is going to be a high security world because, well, it's the Bank of Zeons. You're bound to have tight security here. Ooh, that happens occasionally. You'll see the landing pad flash off and on sometimes. That, I think, is a bug when it tries to make connections to the server. I'm afraid to say it's a case of trying to remember your landing pad if it does completely disappear. Oh, overshooting. As much as I love the Cobra, it doesn't stop on a dime.
Docking successful. Engines.
And that's with 4 pips and 2 engines. Right. So we'll refuel. Doesn't seem to be any new news in the Xeon system. 5 bounties. Well, look at that. Commander Hima UCG, he seems to be in Ridiquat. His bounty at the Xenon station is 136,000 credits. Bloody hell. There's Commander Philod Kerman. And Commander Ronnie Reagan. I'm sure I have come across Commander Ronnie Reagan before. But it'll be interesting to see if I come across Commander Myroch. That sounds a Klingon name to me. Are you Klingon, Commander? Right. So. No grain. Should have taken grain. Galite? No. Pesticides? Nope. And fish? No, I don't think we'll bother with any of those. Ooh, look at this. Urgent commanders familiar with retort is needed. Wonder what that is. I could have done that. But these factions don't trust you enough. So, right. Back to the commodities market. Ooh, leathery eggs. Bought for 340 will sell for 29 credits. Doesn't really seem worth it. So we'll just hold on to our beer and our brandy. See what they go for in Xenons. Sorry, Ridiquat, if we get there. I've got to make sure that I've got enough credits covering my insurance. Now, I might be just making things not as much profit there as I'd hoped. Still. I will purchase a leathery egg. Goodness knows why. Let's buy as many domestic appliances as we can. Now I've got 196,000 credits. That's not too bad, I suppose. Still mostly harmless. Still a peddler. Still mostly aimless. I can live with that. So my rebuy cost for this ship is 27 grand. That's jumped. Ship insurance 98%. Current assets. So does that mean if I add my current... oh no, that includes my credits. Or does it? Oh, I don't know. I'll have to have a think about that. There's my permits. One of the things that will be coming on release is that you will need an Empire permit to be able to visit the homeworld of the Empire. So, well, I don't think that's going to happen for me, to be honest. Unless I have another commander somewhere. Which also means I'm probably not going to be allowed to fly an Imperial Clipper. I never had the chance. I wasn't able to grind up enough credits in the previous alphas and betas. Mostly due to time. Ridiquat, 11 light years away. Actually, I could probably make that in one jump. I can't make it in one jump. In fact, thinking about it, I didn't stop at Lave, did I? I just went straight there. Yeah. Right. Let's batten down the hatches. I hope there isn't anybody waiting for me there. Especially a commander with 100 and something odd thousand bounty against them. I haven't gone up against another player since, I think, Beta 2.
Ship released. Engines engaged. Landing gear retracted.
And even then, it was in my Eagle, and I think it was a... No, it was a Viper. And I got totaled. Can't remember who it was. It was Commander Jack Weaver. Oh, I'll have to look back through my old ones. Right. Ridiquat. I always used to call it Ridiquat, but Ridiquat looks to be the proper pronunciation. Okay. Bear in mind, I was scared of this system when I first played this game. Back in 1985. God, straight that long ago. And we're mass lock free. And charging. I must admit, I'm feeling a little bit apprehensive.
4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
Boom. Now, as it's launch day tomorrow, I'm expecting maybe a little bit of trouble. Because that's it. Everybody's allowed in now. There we are. L'Assaut de Denham. Well, at least it's close. Pity it's right behind me.
Fuel scoop disengaged. Fuel scooping.
Right. So what we've got to do now is we've got to kind of orbit the sun. Might as well fuel scoop while we go. Seems to be doing quite well, this fuel scooping. And as soon as we line up, full throttle and away from the sun.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
And we didn't get too toasty either, so that's quite good going. It's one of these moments where I do wish that we had a rear view so that I could see the sun disappear as we flew away. That's one thing that I am missing. So let's have a quick look around. There we go, right, now. There's a hauler, an adder, an eagle, an asp. But nobody coming anywhere near me, which I suppose is a good thing. Oh, and it looks like I'm going to get... Yeah, off the planet of Waterloo. Oh, shall I go for a USS? Yeah, let's go for a USS. And watch me get completely and utterly totaled by something. fast. Well, just wait a minute. I will be right round. Here we go. Well, there's another USS there. Oh, which one to go for? Oh, for this one. Oh my goodness, this does not look good. Ryan.
Scan detected.
Uh-oh. There's far too many of them here. Let's get out of here before it all gets a little bit too freaky. Unless, of course, it's a bit of a fight going on. And then that'll be interesting, wouldn't it?
Scan detected.
Who are you? Daniel Cleaver. Wanted. Your cargo, give it to me, says Daniel Cleaver. Right. Okay, you're just in a Sidewinder. I'm in a Cobra. Come on.
Under attack.
Boom. Gotcha.
Target
Next one. Stanley, also a novice in an Eagle. Mate, I'm in a Cobra, you're in an Eagle. There we go. I might only have pulse lasers, but... Whoa, that's a
Target
good one. Ah, but this one's a Cobra. Is he really clean? I don't think he is. So what we do at this point is get the K-warrant scanner out. Right. I got a sneaking suspicion he is wanted somewhere else. Yep, he's got a bounty of 8,000. Where do you think you're running to? Hello. I do like having a mix of kinetic weapons and pulse lasers. Or lasers, rather. Boom!
Target destroyed.
Well, no other contacts in the area. Still mostly harmless. Oh well. Now, I can't remember in Anarchy, do all kills count, regardless of whether or not they're a bounty?
Frameshift drive charging.
Oh.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
And we're away again. Well, it's good to come across some pirates. Oh, there's another USS there. No, I'll leave it. It's only going to be a short one tonight. I'm going to head back to Lave ready for tomorrow. Ooh! Well, look at that. It's got an Orbis. I don't, never figured that.
Docking request granted.
Ooh, look at that. 8,000 bounty in the Federation and 8,000 bounty in the Empire. That's going to be a long way before I can claim them. Now, I was expecting quite a few more interdictions than what happened there, but... Oh god, not landing pad 13 again. You get a feel for where the landing pads are after a while, and 13's right at the front of the station. Unlucky for some. Unlucky for me. Oh, it was right at the top there. See what I mean? See, that's one of the supports.
Landing gear deployed.
I'm so glad nobody was following me into that port. And we're done.
Successful. Engines disengaged.
Right, refuel all, repair all. Didn't see any bounties I could click on. There's something going on at Lug. I don't know what, but I've seen things on the forum where people are trying to influence the city, the system of Lug, just to test it out. I think they're all working for one particular faction to try and get that faction into control. And other things that have been happening, there was a civil war in Sol, of all places, where they were testing this factional or events. And Sol is now controlled by the Brotherhood of Gaia. I think that's what they're all called. There's only 2 ships here. Oh, a Tight Mine Heavy. Bloody hell. Seen the cost, 76 million, and I've only got 200,000 credits. Admittedly, that's because I've been coming to Lave instead of grinding my way up. But then again, it's more of the journey and not the destination. That would make quite a loss there and there. Coffee seems to be quite cheap. Fruit and veg is quite cheap. So is Lavian brandy. Not enough though. Right, domestic appliances. Yeah, well. It's enough to cover it. Ooh, look at that. Slaves. It's the first time I've seen slaves. Don't want to take them though. Leather, natural fabrics, bio-waste. Oh, I forgot to take personal weapons, didn't I? That would have made a better price. Well, and taking any of this stuff to Lave would be a bit of a waste of time. Okay, let's have a look at the map. See if there's somewhere we could go and then pop back to Lave afterwards. Seem a bit daft to go all the way around that way. What's there? Hang on, it's really quite a federal world. Didn't think so. Industrial extraction. Well, that'd be handy, wouldn't it? Oh, one thing that I've just realised is that there's a lot of extra features which have been moved to the Galaxy map. Here and here is where you actually buy your maps for local systems. For instance, if you've already got it, that thing is red, and everybody's quite happy to know what's there. But there are other systems where you'll be able to buy the maps, and on this case, you can also buy the trade data, so you know what sells there. What we are going to do, though, is we're going to go in blind for a laugh. And I'm going to work on the good old assumption that coffee, because everybody likes a good cup of coffee, will work there. If I made a loss. And also, I'll be able to trade in my 8,000 cred bounty there, which would be handy. And then what we'll do is we'll pick up some industrial goods and take it back to Lave, and then wait. Oh, hang on. It says it's Federation here. I wonder... Local Security Office. I can redeem my vouchers there. There, that's quite nice. No combat bonds. I don't have any illegal goods to sell. And the black market, you can't buy illegal goods on it yet either. I don't know whether it's something that they're going to implement, to be honest. Oh, and we can sell something. We can sell that information there. So that's an extra 4,000 credits. That's pretty good. So, let's leave Leasty behind. Sorry, Ridiquat behind, and take a quick detour.
Ship released. Engines engaged. Landing gear retracted.
Ooh, little bit too much for the lateral thrust there. Nice bit of boosting. Now, when I'm not top shifting, I do use voice attack a lot. Although I must admit, it's something I need to get back into reprogramming. Look at that! I forgot to set the blasted destination. Navigational genius that I am. Right. Let's have a quick look at the system map there. It's a democracy, that's not too bad. Looks like a Coriolis. See, I pronounced it right that time. Yeah, slaves and imperial slaves are both illegal there, so good job I didn't buy any. I wonder whether or not in the release we'll be able to start scooping on gas giants, fuel scooping on gas giants. We are 3 light years away. That's right there. Right. All clear, let's jump.
Frameshift drive charging.
That's democracy. Democracies are supposed to be reasonably secure. Now, in the old system, it used to be corporate state was the securest you could have, and then democracy, and then confederacy, then dictatorship, then communist, feudal, and then I think was anarchy. Someone is bound to correct me that I've got them wrong, and whichever was the rating of the system was how difficult it was. Now, in Frontier First Encounters and this game, they've obviously done away with that kind of relationship.
Fuel scooping complete.
Oh, look at that! I managed to get a full tank of gas, literally.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
Lots of belt clusters. There we are. Oh, it's quite close. So this would be a good way to build up some credits if you can find a good trade route. The problem is, of course, because it's all dynamic, is that if once somebody's found a good trade route, if other people discover it, then that trade route will follow the rules of supply and demand. If it's oversupplied, the price will drop. And I imagine around these systems and the old Iranian systems and basically around Sol, you can imagine the markets, it's going to be hard to make money. Thus, forcing you out to explore the galaxy to try and find a little trade route of your own to build your ship up with. And what normally happens is you find this nice little trade route and you build a bit of local knowledge and you kind of get a feel for all the factions that are around there. And then you can start taking sides. And you kind of create your own story as you go along, as opposed to most of the other space systems or space sims that say, right, here's your story, you're stuck in the middle of it. Like X2, they sort of said, right, here's a story, it's optional. You can go off and do your own thing. But a lot of people that I know just basically played the game to get through the story. And in this one, there is no real main story where you are the hero who saves the galaxy. You are just a pilot, flying around trying to make a living. Now there will be some occasions when you could do some heroic actions. And I think they're going to try and put something like that in there, especially for players that play the game a lot. But we're right at the beginning of this story. Just the Kickstarter will be officially ended tomorrow. And that's it. Proper game. Now all the features that they wanted are not in. We're still, as everyone knows, there's been the controversy of the offline. And to be honest, as much as I feel sorry for the people who back the game just for offline, I am sensing that there are members of the community who are trying to take advantage of this, who have spent a lot of money and think that they can just basically get a refund and then come back and buy the game at the lower price. I think that's one of the reasons why Frontier are very, very cagey about giving refunds, especially to people who have been playing the beta. But the whole point of the way that Frontier, I'm afraid, handled this was not good. They tried to slip it in with a whole load of good news and 5 extra ships, so there'll be now 30 playable ships, of which I hope the Fer-de-Lance is one of them. I've had subtle hints that it will be. And of course, I think if they'd been more honest about it and announced it up front, then I don't think the flak would have been as bad. But, you know, these things are pretty obvious and with 2020 hindsight. And although I have been playing offline, not offline, but single player mode, that hardly uses any bandwidth whatsoever. Let's see, anybody want anything here? Proactive combat missions. Pirates in Quarter. Urgent medical supplies. Kills mean credits. Ooh. Traders. Nope. Really? Covert help for non-lethal weapons. Oh, excuse me. It is almost midnight here, and I'm going to be signing off as soon as I get back to Lave. So, I'm going to keep on to hold of the Diso Macaron. I will actually sell the leathery egg. I don't know why I bought that in the first place, to be honest. Lave and brandy. Still make a loss on that. And same with the least evil juice. Now, the way you make a profit on these things is you take these items as far away as possible from their original systems, because they become more rarer. They become rarer the further away you go. Unfortunately, I'm heading back to Lave next, so these will just have to take up my cargo space until such a point. Not making as much money with the coffee as I'd hoped. Right. What can we take? Crop harvesters. Crop harvesters is always good. What technology we got? Robotics. No, they want robotics, and they want computer components. So I think to an agricultural world like Lave, they're always going to want cropped harvesters. So that's where we'll take them. Either that or bio-waste. You always know agricultural worlds love bio-waste. Basically, you are shoveling poo. Now, can I get to Lave in one jump? I can. Excellent. Right. We sell anything here? Nope. Right, I think that's us finished here. We'll leave this federal world and jump straight to the Alliance. Now, one thing about Lave is that there is an entire book detailing how, in the original book, Lave was a dictatorship, yet in later games, in this game, it became a democracy. And that book is Lave Revolution by Alan Stroud, who incidentally also did the music for this, the new intro and outro music for this podcast. It's a very good book. I thoroughly recommend that you pick it up from Fantastic Books, and will soon be coming from, there'll be an audio version coming soon enough. Now, also tomorrow, Commander Angel Rose, or... Oh, hang on. I keep on forgetting the landing gear. Commanding Angel Rose, or author Kate Russell, will be heading back to her system of Slough, from wherever she's starting. I think the current plan is for when she gets to Slough, that a lot of people will escort her in, and just to make her feel at home, we'll all dump radioactives around her. Just a plan. There's a little bit of a thing between Lave Radio and Miss Russell over dumped radioactives. Don't think she's forgiven Commander Foster, Commander Fozzer yet. Right, let's fuel. I'm going to head straight there. I think it's good old Lave station. Oh, of course, there's somewhere seeking luxuries. I could have forgot about that. Got anything here which we consider luxury? Don't think crop harvesters come under luxury items. Now let's see, who have we got about today? There's Commander Bewilderbeast. Edelweiss. Oh, there's Mr. Commander Forrester, the aforementioned. Lakoza, one of our fellow streamers. Oh, and the dreaded pirate Yan. I wonder whether or not I'll be able to contact him. That's one thing that does seem to be a little bit lacking at the moment, is that if you're in the same system, it's normally quite good when you can text people and talk to them. However, when they're out of the same system, you're supposed to be able to text them, and you get that transmission not able to send. I hope that's something that's resolved in the next version, but well, Fozzer's gone offline. Yeah, I think I think he heard me. Right. Lave station. Well, no one seems to be interdicting me, which is good. I think I'm too tired for a fight at the moment. And there we have Corello. Oh, there is one little thing that might help people in the future. Now, I've gone and selected the station, and you can see on the holograph, or the hologram rather, there are arrows on part of the station. They're pointing to the direction of the docking port. Also, the fact that all stations spin anti-clockwise is pretty handy to know. Right. Okay. Request docking at Lave Station.
Docking request granted.
Oh, docking port 34. That's not too bad. And what we'll do, switch
Flight assist.
off the flight assist and float round. Feels like I'm coming home.
Flight assist on.
Now, there are other streamers that have been doing some fantastic work. Neo Raven and Isola have been one of them. In fact, the two of them teamed up once. You've got to admire Isola's ability to fight with flight assist off. Absolutely fantastic. A lot of people have seen them use it, mostly for the smuggling run, which was featured by Frontier. And yeah, I hope I don't come across them on either of them on a dark and dingy system. Slip past the asp. That sounds a euphemism for something. And my docking bay is there. 40. Oh, it's right at the front again. Undercarriage. See, remember this time. Swing round.
Landing gear deployed.
Incidentally, if anybody's interested, episode 5 of Dockers,
Docking
both part
successful.
1 and part 2, is now available.
Engaged.
And featuring Karash and the good old G1 race. The G1 race being a fictional Grand Prix race round various systems. I'll let you make your own mind up about the naming of some of those teams. It's a lot funnier when you've had a couple of beers. The subject of which the writer, Mr. Winard's just come online, but it's time for me to go. So thanks for sticking with me, and good night.